minutes. Um, Hello, y'all. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome to the first official episode. Woo! Uh, I am your host. If you don't know me, uh, my name's Bailey. I'm just a guy. Uh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I guess I can tell you you know, a little more about me. My name's Bailey. You already know that. I'm trans. I've been trans for a long time, and let's talk about that shit. The way the world's going right now, I think that all we need is a little bit of trans joy to, I don't know, keep our head over water, I guess. So, the way that these episodes are going to work is I'm going to have a topic. Today's topic is coming out, you know, because this could be the start of something new. And I'll I'll talk about my own experiences with coming out because I've came out a good chunk of times. I think I've came out like 4 different times, and I'll ask you guys questions, and I have some things from my friends and people who like follow me and stuff. I have stuff from them, and the dog is definitely in the background shaking and you know doing that stuff. And while I do this, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to drink a cold one with you guys. So if you want, go in your fridge and grab like a beer or something and let's get cracking on this first episode. So, like I was saying earlier about the politics and stuff, the main reason that I want to do this now and very specifically at this moment is because, like, low key, I hope everyone else feels this way. Is shit scary right now? Shit is so scary. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen in the next at least 4 years. So let's just fucking have a great time. No one matters except you, and yeah, that's literally why I'm doing this fucking podcast. And just to have somewhere to talk about stuff I want to talk about. So I guess I could start with I don't know, talking about my own coming out experiences. Let's see. My very first coming out experience was interesting, for sure. So, I was in about, I can't remember if it was like 7th grade or 8th grade, but I was already out to some of my friends. They already knew that I liked women, because, I was born a woman. Not going to sit here and lie to you. It's good that we're transparent here. That's what we are about. And there was like this weird love triangle going on. My friend wanted to date me, but I wanted to date her friend. And it was just a whole mess. It was my first lesbian love triangle, you could say. And she was mad, I guess, because I didn't want to date her. I wanted to date the other girl. So she told her mom, but her mom told my mom because, small town shit. You gotta tell what you know. It's kind of like a whole thing. And so she knew, and I wasn't saying shit to her. I wasn't ready to, tell her, but whatever. And one day we were in a Burger King drive-through, and she just looks over and she asked me, she goes, "Hey, so you like girls? You like jazz?" And I said, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess I like girls just a little bit. Nothing crazy. And she was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I said, how did you know? Because, like, how did you find that out? And she told me. She told me that, her best friend, who I knew, told her. And I said, Okay, cool. So no one should be fucking trusted, is what you're telling me. But I was just like, you know what? It's fine. I didn't say much. I was just like, oh, okay. Just kind of looked out the window. We waited for our stuff, listened to some more music. But in my head, I was like, damn, like, I wasn't ready for that. But also, like, I'm glad that I didn't have to tell her because that's awkward, you know? And, I mean, we didn't really talk about it much. Like, that was kind of the last conversation we had about it. She never, like, asked me, like, ooh, what girls are you into? Like, ooh, are you gonna, like, date anybody? And it was just like, okay, well, you know, you eat box. Cool. Sounds good to me. And that was it. And that was my very first time ever coming out as, like, anything. Because, you know, I didn't really know much else. But the next time I came out was actually coming out as trans, which I I don't I think it was like 6 months in between me coming out as a lesbian and me coming out as transgender. So it was when was it? Summer. It was summer, and I was about to start high school, I think, and I was in New Mexico for the summer, and we were going to a water park. But mind you, before anything, before I even came out, I I already told some of my friends and like people close to me, and I already like bought like a binder on Wish and shit. So I was like just about ready to tell everybody. So, you know, it was about time. And I started bleeding, you know what I mean, right before this trip. Well, I think I don't know. I don't know the specifics, okay? Damn. Let me breathe. But I was bleeding. We were going to this really really cool water park, and I I was sick of it. I was over it. I was like, "No, I am tired of keeping up this damn shit." My hair was already cut. I was already wearing boys' clothes. I was tired of this shit, grandpa. I was sleepy. Okay, eepy even. I was ready to call it quits on the womanhood. Hey, putting my 2 weeks in for womanhood. You know what I mean? So, I was texting my mom when I was at the water park because I couldn't fucking swim because I was bleeding out of places you don't even want to know. And she was like, "Are you having fun? Are you having fun?" And I said, "Mom, I am not having fun. I am not having a good time. I want to jump into the water and never come out, okay?" And I just let it all out on the table over text message. I said, "Mom, I don't want to be a girl. I never have felt like a girl. I'm tired of this shit. I want to be done. I want to be a man. I want to be a man." And I'm sorry if I'm yelling, and this is hurting everyone's ears. Bear with me, okay? I got some little. Hey, we're family. We're drinking, okay? What else do you expect from me? So she just said, like, okay, you know, like, I totally get it. Like, sometimes people are just born in the wrong bodies. And I said, "Mom, you deserve the Medal of Honor for that shit." Because she wasn't like, "Ew, that's gross." Or like, "You're an abomination to our family and our family's name." She just said, "Okay." And, you know, like, and she was like, "We're going to have a conversation about it when you get home. But, like, I love you and I support you and I just want you to be happy." I said, "Period." And this is how you're supposed to react when your kid says, "I don't want to be a girl anymore." So, okay, anyways. So, that was it. That was the conversation. And since that moment on, I was like, yeah. And so I told my family and I told everybody and I said, yeah, respect my shit, okay? This is who I am and you're going to respect it, okay? And like I said in the beginning, no, I didn't. I didn't say this in the beginning. But I grew up in a very small town, a very small conservative town, and there was like barely even any gay people. Like, there was no gay people, definitely no transgender people. So I was kind of in this shit alone, solo, riding solo. I'm riding solo. And, so yeah, I was just kind of like, imagine me in a swimsuit with like rock hard abs, and I'm just no, I don't have those, but imagine just trying to swim through this really thick, muddy water that's just like so thick it's hard to get your arms through. It's like some shit that like in a dream, and it's just like God, and just like everyone's like throwing little pebbles at you and they just hurt. That is what it felt like the moment I came out, because everyone was like, "Ew, you're a weirdo. You should just stick to being a woman. You're better that way." And I was like, you know what? You could suck a dick because you can. And I literally just kept that mindset throughout all of high school. If anyone said anything about me, and it was just like negative, I say fuck you, and then I would say fuck you and you. I was fighting with grown ass people on fucking Facebook getting cyberbullied. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I've never felt better. I can steal your girl. Like, I was a cocky little fuck. But like, of course, like inside I was like, but yeah, that was interesting, and that's what we're gonna talk about a lot. Taking a little side quest. This is why we are going to talk about gay shit, man. That's why we're talking about this, because you need to see the good, the bad, and the ugly before you even attempt to fully be who you are. You gotta see it from another perspective. So like me, my coming out story is a lot calmer than a lot of other people's, and we'll get to that. I have other people's coming out stories that we are going to talk about. But I came out a couple other times. I told my mom that I was bisexual. I told my mom that I might have been like pansexual. And I thought that I was gay at one point. But I'm not even going to talk about that shit, because that shit doesn't really matter. Well, the only two stories that genuinely matter to me are when my mom found out that I liked girls and when I came out as transgender. Those are the only two that fully matter to me. Not okay. I care about my other stories, but these are the main stories, especially my coming out as trans story, and just like how it affected my family life. Before I came out as trans, I was very quiet and awkward, and like I didn't really trust or talk to any of my family members other than like my four that were really close in my circle. Other than that, like all my other aunts and uncles, they literally saw me as just this weird kid that like stood in the corner and was quiet. That's how I was before I came out as trans. I was just very quiet and to myself. And I didn't have any family members that were close to my age. They were either really like a lot older than me or a lot younger than me. So I was just kind of rocking it through, hanging out with my younger cousins because like I got along with them better, because they got to do shit that I didn't get to do when I was their age. So I just kind of stole their clothes and their toys. But I want to see some of the stuff that I got from my followers. Let's see, where did I put those? Okay, so I got like 3. Look, this is my first episode, guys. This is the first episode, and I really hope that this stuff just does good. Not like I don't give a fuck if 10 million people are watching it. I just want like the 10 people that do listen and watch this to like really get something out of it, and that's what I want. Anyway, so let's get into it, shall we? Hold on. Guys, don't forget that you are drinking also if you are. Don't forget to take a drink. Let's cheers before we even start getting into these responses. Let's cheers to them, because I know that what is about to be said is going to be traumatic. So I'm going to tap my. If you heard it, you heard it. If you didn't, you didn't. All right. First one up. This says, there were rumors spread that my best friend, who had also just came out, and I were together. Okay. So, your best friend came out, and everyone thought y'all were together. Right. Hey, that happens a lot. Hey, that happens so much that it's like that's like a brand. That's like the gay brand. But like, I'm gonna assume that this was in high school because like rumors, like this has happened to me before in high school for sure. Like, I've literally had that happen. but like in different ways. I'm gonna. I'm sorry. That's terrible. That definitely has to be some high school shit. Because like when you're an adult, like there are people who like give a shit too much. But like, come on, who gives a shit? I hope that y'all didn't get like straight up bullied for that shit, because that's crazy. I hope that you guys were just like, LOL, fuck off. But also, were you? Were you guys kissing? If you weren't, I'm sorry. But were you? Were you kissing? Damn, nobody's gonna send me a message ever again. No one's gonna send me anything ever again. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go to the... Dude, I just rubbed my hands together and that was the noise that came out, so... Sorry about that. Alright, so the next one says... My mom's response to hearing I'm pan was... I thought you were gonna say, you're a boy. Bruh. Bruh. Okay. Literally, the way that everybody now just involves, like, gay people with trans people, and they just assume that anyone who lies under the gay umbrella is definitely trans. Oh, so you're gay? You have to be trans. There is no actual way that you are not trans because you're gay. Why would you be gay with someone else that's your same sex if you're not going to switch your sex? Like, she had to be very, like, ignorant or religious to just assume that you're straight up transgender, bro. You're like, hey, I'm not a boy. I'm a girl. Or non-binary. But, like, hey, I just like people. Hey, crazy insane thought. I just like people. Nice people that are nice to me, that I like. Hey, not so crazy spiraling information. Hey, I just like people. About to blow someone's mind. You're about to blow someone's name. Sasha's. No, not Sasha's. I'm trying to think of like a basic, like, middle-aged mom name. Gloria. You're about to blow Gloria's mind right now. Because what the hell is pansexual? That's what they're going to say to you. Hey, what's that? And you're going to be like, it just means that I just love people. That I like people. I don't care what you got going on in your chonies. I just like people that are nice. Oh, you're gay. You know, I mean, you're a man, right? You have to be a man. I'm going to assume, again. I'm assuming this is in high school because what the fuck? And I bet people went crazy when you said that. If that's how your mom reacted, I bet your whole family was going like, what the fuck, actually? Yeah, I'm so sorry. I hope that wasn't traumatic for you. That's terrible. Hey, maybe I could be a little gay. Maybe I could be a little gay, okay? And we have one last one. We don't have a lot. Hopefully this changes. Alright. This one says... Oh god, I gotta zoom in. I'm blind. My mom's man got really mad, shunned me for a week, and I was asked to move out at 15. Oh my. That's definitely one thing that... I want to say as like a piece of advice for people who are coming out or plan on coming out. You really want to find, if you think that that's how your family is going to react, even a little bit, always have a backup plan. Because you don't want to be homeless, you know, because Lord knows, especially the way that shit is going right now, and you want to come out right now, definitely try to figure out like a backup plan. At least something. At least like, yo, can I stay at your house for the week? Because people with like they don't fucking like us. Some people love us. Hey, shout out to those people. But for the majority of people, they are so, I don't even really know how to say it, just so ridiculous about the fact that somebody could be in the LGBT community. But they don't see it that way. They don't see it like we see. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They don't care. They're mad because you don't follow their little cookie cutter version of what they thought you were going to be, especially parents, because when you get pushed out, they already kind of have a plan of what your life is going to look like. I've even asked my mom that, and she was like, I thought of this and that. I thought of how your future was going to look, not everything exactly, but I kind of had an idea. And that's how all parents are. And some parents are a lot more strict. They're like, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to get a husband, and you're going to go to college, and you're going to have 7 kids. Hey, no, not doing that. That's definitely one thing that, and I mean, shit. You just got to figure it out, because that's really, at the end of the day, who do you have? Who do you have at the end of the day when you are going to bed at night and you are alone in your thoughts? Who do you have? Yourself, my friend, yourself. And at the end of the day, that's all you really need. You need to make sure that you're good before anything else. And you know what? If it seems like the time for you to come out and just get it off your shoulders, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Or whammon. Or non-binary folk. Hell yes. Because, hey, who knows? The world might end next week. Who knows? But always have a backup plan, my friends. Always have a backup plan. Because you never know. Like, look at my story. Hey, I didn't have no time to prepare, but also I didn't think that I was going to be kicked out. But if you have a little inkling that you might, shit, you better have that shit planned. Hell no. You got to make sure you're good. Yeah. Everyone's coming out stories are different. Everyone's is. You can have people who are like, yeah, my parents threw me a party. Hey, my parents did this. Hey, my parents did this. And there's some people who are like, hey, they told me to leave. And, that happens. But everyone's different. Everyone is different. And you just got to have yourself. Got to make sure you're good. Yeah. Let's see. I don't think that we have any more messages from anybody. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. We just have those 3. Hopefully, next week we have more. And we can talk about that. I don't know what next week is going to bring yet. But we will see. We'll see how this goes. This is my very first episode. It's going to probably sound like shit. But you got to stick by my side. And we will get to the place we want to be. I want people to just listen and have a good time. Like I said, sit back, put some headphones in, put it on your TV, who knows. And just sit back and relax, drink a beer, drink an energy drink, drink a mixed drink. I don't give a shit. Just have a good time. And I think this is the end of my episode, guys. I think this is the end of it. I don't even know how long it is. Hopefully, it's not too long. Hope y'all aren't bored yet. Hope you guys are having a good time with me. So, here is what I will leave you with. Next week is going to be a new episode. I don't know what day it's going to come on. But for now, I want to try to do weekly. If I don't do weekly, maybe every two weeks. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see how this goes. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow my personal page at King Bailey. Or, hey, if you want to follow the podcast Instagram, that would be super cool. I haven't been posting too much, but I'm going to start posting weird, stupid, crazy shit over there. Quackin' F_GOTSPod on Instagram. You'll see me with my ducks. And, yeah, dude. Let's kick this off with a bang. Let's just have fun, dude. Yeah. I think that's all I want to leave you guys with. If you guys have anything to add or say about this episode, go to my Instagram, message me, comment below this wherever you were watching it. And, yeah, dude. Just have a great day. I'll let you guys know what next week's episode is going to be about. And, like I said, y'all, have a good night or day or morning, whatever the hell time it is for you. And peace out, my friends. See you next time.